Hey everyone, Doc Russell here. Gonna give you just my initial thoughts on playing Battlefield 1, the beta edition. Let's start right into it. Initial thoughts. We only get the Sinai Desert map, and basically this map was a collection of settlements with essentially wide open spaces in between them, which are very dangerous for infantry on foot since tanks and snipers tend to patrol these areas more than I initially thought they would. Spawning to your exact location can be very important, and since dying has no ticket or score side effect, frankly, suicide and respawn can be quicker than traveling on foot or even on horse. Something else I noticed in this game is it seems to have just a slightly longer time to kill across the board. Maybe it's because there's more semi-automatic weapons, maybe a lower rate of fire, LMGs that require a couple shots to gain your accuracy and then you can use them. I actually like this as it kind of takes more skill to kill. You have to stay on someone instead of just getting that one-shot kill or quickly mowing them down with a 971 or a FAMAS or something. And ironically, a longer time to kill makes the medic more important with the first aid bag. I've seen a lot of comments on the medic reviving ability seems to be practically non-existent. No one asks for it, either it gets bypassed or there's so few medics or they're so spread out. But the medic bag, actually treating someone who's not dead yet with a longer time to kill can be a lot more important. It can really help someone to get down in the trenches in that firefight, keep throwing down those first aid bags, those medic packs, whatever you have, something to kind of keep reviving that health in there. Another thing is the DMR that the medic uses is actually a pretty decent weapon. I did a couple of games where I did a medic, but I essentially tried to use it as more of an infantry and really didn't have much of a problem. So you really can use the medic as more than just your on-site doctor, but also as a decent medium-range anti-infantry option. Now, of course, it wouldn't be Battlefield if we didn't have a massive respawn delay. Unlike other first-person shooter games, from when you die until you come back into the game ready to play, there is a delay of many seconds, unlike others where you can just essentially cancel out, respawn, boom, you're right back in there. It wouldn't be a Battlefield game unless that respawn delay was long enough for you to, mow your grass, cook a 4-course meal, or overhaul a transmission. And yeah, I understand why the delay is there, but frankly, I just strongly disagree. Especially in a game that's timed at 20 minutes. Maybe this is just a beta with that kind of time frame, but on a 20-minute game, to spend, depending on how often you're getting killed, to spend enough of your time in that spawn delay kind of takes the fun out of it, and definitely takes the momentum away. One other option DICE could throw in there is perhaps giving us a instant respawn option like you see in Call of Duty or other games, but with the side effect of instead of being able to choose where you go and things like that, you just instantly come in at some random point. Could be at a decent location, could be way out in the middle of the desert, unrelated to anything, could be way back at your beginning point, could be with 6 enemies or guns drawn right at your head, just to kind of satisfy them. Or not. Something else on respawning, the respawn animation, yeah, it's kind of cool how it brings you from the 20,000 foot level down to boots on the ground. But more than just being cool, it actually is very useful, especially early on. Because early on, you're still trying to learn the map, learn the game, and it's kind of nice to see, hey, as you come in, oh yeah, I'm coming in exactly here, that's right, I got a building up here I can come to, kind of things like that. But it's kind of more functional in addition to just being cool. Another thing about Battlefield 1, there's less explosions. I noticed, yeah, you've got tanks and everyone's got their grenades, but you don't have the engineer class with their whole array of RPGs. You don't have the 320s for the assault class. It just seems like there's less explosions. There's one less thing to consider, whether it's good or bad. It's just something I noticed. There are also some new threats in the game. Probably the most notable is the flamethrower, which some people already say is overpowered because it's got such a great length at which it's lethal. And like the flamethrower, which is available on the map, there are other crates out there too that can pick up other weapons that have their own unique purpose. This is something new from Battlefield in the past where otherwise, whatever you started your loadout with, that's what you had. Now you can actually find a lot more stuff out on the map. And just some random thoughts from playing the game. The horse riders are easier to kill than I thought they'd be. I watched some videos from the alpha, and early on beta, while I was joining the rest of the BF1 community and just sitting on the sidelines trying to wait for the servers to come back online, But I thought that the horses would be a lot more challenging to come across. I thought they'd be quicker, they could do stuff. But I find them pretty easy to kill. There seems to be a little bit of an imbalance between the strength of the tank and the amount or opportunities to destroy a tank. Really, it seems like the assault class is about the only one that can really take on the tanks. Not sure if the devs are really looking for less class diversity, but giving this anti-tank primarily to one class, and it's already a class that's known for its offense and well-rounded weapons, it kind of makes a need for the assault class to be proportionally higher than in past Battlefield games. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because, I mean, real armies are much heavier on these kind of troops than they are on medics or snipers or anything else, so just kind of something I noticed. You're going to see, rather than a split, you're going to see, 50, 60, 70% assault class, if not higher, in a lot of games. Also, the game appears to have a slightly slower pace than past games. Maybe this is due to a little longer time to kill and a shorter game length, that 20-minute cap. But it does impact the game. It makes every action count more. You can't just lay around as much. And it does make you play as a team more than past games, and the scoring system further suggests that. It really separates Battlefield 1 from a high-paced Call of Duty type game or other first-person shooter games. It really slows it down a little bit. Gives you a somewhat of a realistic feel. Yeah, it's still a video game. You can tell it's not reality, but it lets you get immersed into a game a lot more. Lastly, planes just don't seem to have as much effect against infantry. I'm not sure if it's because their bullets are doing less damage. I'm not the first one to say this. I know other commentators have said it, but yeah, the planes just don't seem to be as big of a threat against infantry as they were in the past. Well, these are just my first and random thoughts after playing about 5 or 6 rounds of Battlefield 1. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the comments section below. Hopefully I get a chance to do a few more videos on Battlefield 1 beta. Maybe the more I get used to it, my thoughts might change on something. As for now, that's all I got. Good day and happy gaming.